Hi, this is Miss Amanda from the library, and welcome to another episode of K-Ready with Miss Amanda. So K-Ready is short for Kindergarten Readiness, and if you haven't joined us so far, what we do on these weekly videos is show you different activities and techniques and styles of learning that may be best for your child to prepare them for the classroom. We've already went over some object awareness, we went over some shape identification, we went over some color recognition and letters. So now we're going to do something a little different, and it's about routines. So every morning at the school, once your kids start school, they're going to have a morning routine where they have carpet time most of the time. Now every teacher, they're allowed to do different things in their classroom a little bit differently according to their routine. But most kindergarten classrooms have a time set aside, especially at the beginning of the day, to get the students ready for the day. So they're going to learn the days of the week, the months of the year. They'll talk about the weather outside and things like that. So I thought it would be really good to go ahead and get your child used to a morning routine. And some books that you can partner up with this activity. We have two that I recommend that are in our kindergarten readiness books, our 100 books to read before kindergarten list. And this is the Jacket I Wear in the Snow. And this one's by Sherry Neitzel. There's also one called Froggy Gets Dressed. And that's by, I think the last name is London. I can't remember the first name right off the top of my head. But our copy of Froggy Gets Dressed just checked out, which is great. We're ordering some more copies of that. So make sure to stop by the library, pick up these two books and a craft bag to go along with this week's activity. So in their bag this week, we have a lot to give away. You're going to have a little, this used to be a file folder that we have cut down, and you will see why we have cut that down for you. You're also going to get two labels, one for morning and one for afternoon. So you'll get to pick and choose what kind of routine you want to display on your activity today. You also have an envelope, and in the envelope is 50 activity cards. And these are really simple pictures that then have the wording underneath. So this is a laundry basket, and it says chores, so that might be doing laundry. This is some blocks that says independent play, so your child may decide to have a time where they're just playing by themselves independently. One of your routines in the morning may be going to the bathroom. I bet everybody's routine in the morning is going to the bathroom at some time. You've got a comb and a brush, so this is brushing your hair. You may do this in the morning for your activity. I'm sure everybody does this. They get dressed, don't they? So there's 50 different things that you can choose from. And on our activities for our routine, you can choose 5 at a time that you would normally do in practice. So I'm going to allow you to go through your activity envelope and pick out the 5 best activities that suit your morning routine. And have your parent help you with this, because sometimes they may help you get out of bed and brush your teeth, maybe take a bath in the morning, maybe you take your bath in the evening, whichever works for you. But just take some time to go through those different activities and pick out the 5 that are best for you. So I'm going to stop here and pick out my 5, and I'll be right back. All right, I've picked out my 5 activities, and these are what I do first thing in the morning for my morning routine. The first thing is I use the bathroom. The second thing is I brush my teeth. The third thing is I get dressed. Then I brush my hair. And finally, I get in the car to go to work. So these are my 5. And again, you're probably going to miss a few things in here because you probably do more than 5 things before you get going in the morning. But just be really generic, and this is just a way for your child to see and show accomplishments as they get different tasks done. It also helps them become familiar with a sequence of events. So you have first I do this, then I do this, then, and finally. So you're going to have a beginning and an end for your morning routine. So putting this together looks something like this. you're going to get this little pocket folder that we have cut down, and we're going to begin taping or stapling or using some Velcro that we included in your bags this week to put these down. I'm going to use Velcro since it is in our bag, and I'll show you how to cut that so that you can get the most out of it. So you got a sticky side that is kind of rough, and then you have a soft side which allows the rough side to stick to. So if you just fold this over, you're going to create a bond between the rough side and the soft side. Once you have that, I want you to cut out 6 equal parts, okay? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but then you want to also include this at the top. It might be good, I'll let the parents decide this, to have a 7th piece to put on the back of their folder so that it hangs somewhere for your child to be able to see. But if you don't have that option, you could also use a command strip, or you can just lay it flat on the table for your child to see and do. So I'm going to do 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then for the morning 6. So I'm going to just do 6 little squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you'll probably have some left over, which I did. So you can use that for something else later on. Now we're just getting you started. I couldn't include over 50 different things for you to add to this, but you kind of get the concept. So if you want to change these out at any time, you can go get some cheap little Velcro dots at your dollar store, and that should work just fine. All right, so I'm going to start with the bathroom, because I always go to the bathroom first thing. I'm going to peel this off and stick it to the back of my activity card and put it on the far left side of my poster. Okay, so you've got 5 activities. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now what I recommend you doing is folding this backwards. You're going to invert it a little bit, and then you're going to cut, not the side with this, but you're going to cut this flap, but just use this as a guide to know where you're going to cut through. So I'm using the guide from here. I need to make a slot between each of these little sections so that hides the activity as I complete it. So, and you can do it, if you think you can eyeball it from here to here, that's fine too. I'm just going to use this as a guide a little bit so I don't get too far over. And you just cut down to that main crease. So essentially when you get that finished and you flap it up, it will cover up that first activity card. So do that again for 4 more activity cards until you get to the end. See, there's 2, and then I'll do 3 more. All right, so once you get those done right there, see how that pokes out like that? You can then open it back up. We're going to get the morning routine label because this is a part of my morning routine. And we're going to stick this to the top of our activity routine checklist. Probably put it more towards the bottom of the label. That way you have got plenty of room for it to stick out. And then just paste that kind of in the middle. So when you close all the cards, you can still see it says morning. So this is a really fun way for your child to become accountable for what they're doing at home. In the story Froggy Gets Dressed, it talks about what he puts on first when he gets up in the morning. And this is another sequence of events story that is very important because kids, you don't want to go to school with your underwear over your jeans, do you? Make sure everything goes in the right order. Now in your bag as well, you get a bookmark that is double-sided. It says my morning routine, my bedtime routine. You're also getting a vis-a-vis marker, which is great because they mark on slick surfaces. These are laminated. They mark on those slick surfaces, and you can put on what your routine is going to be for that morning. And you can always wipe these off with a damp cloth and change your routine up, because I know that things don't always stay the same. So my morning routine today was like this. I got up and I went to the bathroom. So I just put bathroom. Then I walked my dogs. Then I fed the baby. Then I cooked breakfast. And then I got dressed. So this gives your child another way to be accountable for what they're doing each day. Maybe they're just wanting to keep a little journal, like a really simple journal. Just help them write their letters, parents. Encourage them to complete their routines. Maybe give them a fun reward if they do so. All right, I hope you enjoyed this week's activity. It's a little more than what we usually do, but I think it's really important for kids to establish a routine. Studies show that once routines are established and they're followed, kids are more confident throughout the day that they're going to be able to complete some harder tasks. So just, it's never too early to establish that routine at your home. And these 50 fun cards, there's all kinds of things that y'all can learn and do, and just switch up your routines as you need to. All right, it's great to see everybody. I'll see you again next week for K Ready with Miss Amanda. Have a great day. Goodbye.